They made me face every demon I had.
Yeah, I've seen that stuff. I've seen that on your channel. There seemed to be like a shift in you at a certain point, kind of like you had some type of awakening. What happened? What was that like?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. See, this is where the power of fluids is so powerful. You know how we have so many teens, they try roids, right? Because, they find out their favorite influencers on them and they're literally giving their stacks online. And a lot of us, we be like, man, you shouldn't do that because a young kid. I'm like, well, dude, that's kind of similar to happened to me. Joe Rogan podcast, Mike Tyson podcast, talk about these psychedelics, right? And sure enough, I'm a grown-ass man. But I look up to these guys, and they're clearly saying they help them get through this. And then I was going through some rough patches in my life, so I was told how to give this shit a try. And sure enough, I got what I asked for, but I had to go through hell to get my mind back. I was damn near lost my mind trying them psychedelics, bro.
What happened? Like, what'd you use? And like, what happened?
Well, I tried tabs, LSD, and I tried shrooms after.
Okay.
And
we did LSD first.
Yeah, LSD after. The other way around.
Is this at the same time?
No, not the same day. Try LSD first. And you're supposed to start with one tab, but these little beat things, they're so tiny little squares. I'm like, no, bro, it's not gonna do it to me. It did too, bro.
So I'm too dense for this shit.
So long story short, the universe, everything comes from the sun. We have our eyes are only programmed to perceive a certain wavelength of light. You can't see below it or above a certain wavelength, right? So that's just like sounds. Certain sounds you can't hear, like your heartbeat. You can't hear because your ears can't hear below a certain wavelength. Same with smells, right? Long story short, we already have all these energies flowing around. But when you ingest these things into your bloodstream, notice the word blood, you will literally open the gates for other spiritual energies to touch you. Just like with alcohol, they talk about spirits.
Yeah.
So lower vibration of spirits can get into your bloodstream and manipulate your mind. Depending on what kind of demons you got, how weak you are. Other people do the stupidest crap when they're drunk. I'm a happy drunk.
Same me. I'm always laughing when I've been drunk. I'm laughing all the time.
I'm trying to hit the titty bar or something. But somebody who's battling a lot of demons, like who has a lot of anger issues, right? So when they're out and about, with this character, that might be them as well. But it takes a lot of mental energy to be in a character that's not naturally you. You're really holding back your anger. You're really holding back your demons. So when you drink, it kind of drops your vibration a bit to where you can't keep this character in line. And now here you are, Mr. Angry now. Right? That's what it does. Same with these psychedelics. You're literally allowing these spiritual entities to hit your fucking bloodstream. And let's just say they contacted me and took me on a ride, brother.
What happened? What happened?
Yeah, because you said you had to deal with quite a bit of stuff. So like, what did you have to unpack with all the psychedelics?
Well, they pretty much, let's just say everything has a coding. Everything's coded. Notice we have DNA coding. Everything has, even when you go to Home Depot and you take a little piece of this table off, they'll have a machine tell you exactly what paint it is.
Yeah.
Even your emotions, everything's coded because everything's intelligently created. Like I say, everything's intelligently created. The math is universal language. So pretty much they took all my demons, and I made a lot of mistakes in my life. And they pretty much, I'm getting upset for this.
There you go.
You feel like kind of maybe
They made me face every demon I had.
Yeah.
To get my long story short, everything's connected, right? You go to the hieroglyphics in Egypt, they have a feather weighing the heart, meaning you got to have a light heart. Things we do can make your heart heavy.
Yeah.
And you see pictures of Jesus, notice he has his heart flaming with light, right? Notice both the words, the vibration of the word, light. So heavy heart is the same. It might be explained differently, but the same meaning.
Gotcha.
Light heart. So pretty much, I had too much weight on my heart. I was doing a lot of things, cheating on my girl. Dude, they made me confess to her. She didn't even catch me cheating. She didn't even catch me. Like, I was up 5 days straight, and they made me confess to her.
That was the IG thing, huh?
Yeah, and
I remember that.
I told the IG, the family, like a few days later.
Yeah. Okay.
They pretty much said, "Look, we'll leave you alone." Now I'm starting to understand why so many celebrities might commit suicide. Some of them probably can't. They play around with these drugs, cocaine, drugs, drinking, whatever. Allow these spirits into their body, and they can't get no freedom unless they really free themselves. So long story short, one of my demons was lust, and they told me, look, mind, body, and spirit is what we're made of. Kind of like an egg, all three parts.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, like if somebody called me right now, said, Chris, your mom's been in a car wreck. She might only have a day left to live. I got to leave right now. Because, yeah, physically I'm here, right? That's the physical body, but mentally I'm somewhere else. And now spiritually I'm vibrating off because I'm not aligned where I need to be.
Yeah.
You know, so mind, body, spirit, we're all three. We got to respect all three. So long story short, you know, slavery, handcuffing somebody, whooping them, making them work, that's physical. But you were in a bond. Notice we're all made of atoms, right? We're in a bond with somebody based off lies. But that's technically a mind slave I got.
Yeah.
They said, you got a slave. Would this woman still be here if she knew what you were doing but had her back? And I said, I'm not really sure. And they said, you got to tell her. That's what they were in my head, in my consciousness. It's crazy. You know, our brain's like our brain's like a quantum computer. It's like a receiver, right? And it was like tapping some frequency, like some radio station. Music tunes you don't want.
Yeah.
And they were like, look, you're in a hell state of mind. To get out of this hell state of mind, you got to empty your heart. You know, so long story short, I set her down and they said, tell her everything the way you want to hear it.
Yeah.
It was probably the hardest thing I had to do in my life. One of the hardest things I had to do in my life.
I would like to maybe explain to people, like, you don't take these drugs and then you're not like high, as in like you're drunk and you're just blurting out like, hey, I did this. This is like thought out over several days.
Yeah.
And when you spoke to your girlfriend, you weren't high at the time.
I wouldn't know nothing.
Right.
I just wanted my mind out of this prison. You know, that was the hard thing I had to do, but that's not where it ended. That was one of the many things I had to do. I had to repair my relationship with my father. You know, long story short, one of the reasons why I got into personal training, because I'm a felon. You know, when I was young, I was in and out of jail, in and out of trouble. It's funny, one of the reasons why I got into bodybuilding is because I got my jaw broken in a street fight, and I lost so much weight on a liquid diet. Yes, like I said, I smile because I've been through some storms, you know.
Yeah.
And long story short, when I went to prison the second time, my family was beyond disappointed, especially my father. And he said, I'm not sending you a damn dime. And I'm not going to lie, low-key hated him for that. You know, I used to lay in bed and, you know, think a lot of dark thoughts and, you know, because, you know, at the time, I only saw my perspective, I didn't see his. But luckily, my mom still held me down and other friends like that. But long story short, repair my relationship with my father was another test I had to do. You know, let him know I appreciate him. You know, let him know that even though at the time I didn't see it that way, I appreciate what he did. I need that tough love. I need that message.
Yeah.
You know, same with my brother, personally repair things from my brother. There's a lot of wrong things I've done that I overlooked. Because when self-preservation is the number one, you know, thing for a man. Well, I think any human being, you know, self-preservation. And I've been in such a self-preservation mindset that it literally made me selfish. You know, I've done a lot of selfish things that I didn't even realize I was doing that was selfish, you know. Even down to the cheating. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. Just keeping it real, even though I knew it was wrong. But the way I came up and grew up, that's part of the game. You know what I mean? About. Like the community that I grew up in, the way I grew up, that's part of the game. You know, one main chick, you know, and if you on the side, there's nobody, you good, you know? So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I got a pass too, you know, so to be able to free myself, you know, now I consciously know better.
Yeah.
You know, so pretty much what they have to do, I have to go through a series of tests to get that weight and darkness out of my heart chakra. Notice chakra, everything's connected. The Buddhism, Christianity, a lot of these things are connected. They just tell their stories in different ways. You know, it's all energy. It's for one thing, I believe it's science first and foremost. It's all science because they explain their sciences in their own way.
Yeah.
It's all energy. It's just law of opposites. You know, all these universal laws. I believe universal laws is the real law. You know, then how you want to navigate through the world, that's your religion. You know, the dogma, as long as it makes sense, you know, and you can align the two, you know. But first and foremost, universal laws, the law of opposites, duality, you know, energy can't be created nor destroyed. Notice how people go from one addiction to the other because that's the energy they're dealing with. You know, if you go from drinking all these sugary drinks, now your new addiction is Diet Cokes. Well, you need to just address the demon in you, address whatever that, you know, that addictive personality you have, because if not, it'll just be another addiction.
Yeah. And
another addiction, you know, you got to address each from the root. That's pretty much what I had to do. I had to address all my demons from the root.
Yeah.
And it was a incredible experience. And they taught me, you know, how I got some of these demons in me, you know, how it's crazy how when I was going through it, I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I can't do this. I want to die. You know, like I'm waking up in hell in my mind.
Power Project family, how's it going? Now, we have partnered with Stan Efferding. The Stan Efferding. If you don't know who he is, you better go check it out. But he owns Vertical Meals, which we eat and we love. But one of the big reasons why we love Vertical Meals, and we know that you will too, is so many people talk about how difficult it is to meal prep, how busy my life is, so I don't have time to cook healthy food. I have excuses, so I run to McDonald's because I don't have food at home. Well, that's why Vertical Meals is here for you. They have so many amazing meal options, tasty meal options. They have freaking cinnamon rolls, chicken empanadas, steak and eggs, monster mash. They have everything you're going to need. That's why you got to go to Vertical Meals so that you don't have to think about meal prep anymore. Andrew, how do they get it?
Yes, that's over at verticaldiet.com. And at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject to save 20% off your entire order. Take advantage of this. Make sure you guys get like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 and use promo code PowerProject to save 20% off that entire order. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
Because it works like I said, like a radio station. You know how you hear music. You ever hear binaural beats?
Binaural beats. Yeah.
Well, dude, sound waves hit the eardrum, and then it makes the brain catch onto the rhythm, and then it affects your internal vibration. That's why we dance to certain music, right?
Yeah.
Dude, same thing. You know how, but certain frequencies we can't hear, just like certain eyes, certain sights we can't see, wavelengths we can't see. But we need microscopes to see certain things. So I'm tuned to a frequency, bro, a hell frequency. It's affecting my internal vibration. I'm hearing voices that are definitely not mine. Woo!
Yeah.
What to me, I mean, it sounds, I know that you had to be drugged through something, but it sounds like a positive thing to me.
Man, it started off hell, period. But I needed that. I probably would have self-destructed somehow, or got caught cheating, or maybe got a side chick pregnant. I would have done something to self-destruct myself.
Yeah.
By no means am I suggesting psychedelics to people, but I ain't gonna lie, it did help me. I had to go through hell to get my mind back.
Are you never gonna touch them again, kind of thing? What do you
psychedelics?
think?
I like shrooms. I'm keeping it real.
Okay.
Same here.
For me, I feel like shrooms and weed for me are they're pretty in the same family, in my opinion. Now, as far as them tabs, bro, that's a different story. I never did tabs again, by the way.
Which one had a quote unquote better impact on you think? Or which one made you come to this realization in a stronger sense?
Man, to be real, which is hard to say unless I do tabs again. Because I think everything has it. Like I've done not bragging or nothing like that, but I've done a lot of drugs. I used to be a party guy. Which is why I was so open to trying psychs. I've tried party drugs like cocaines and things like that. So trying some psychedelics, which is why I probably did 2 tabs.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this little stuff, let's go do that to me. But what were you saying again?
Yeah, just which one had a maybe more profound impact.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Just keeping it real, them tabs, man. But if you're not ready to face your demons, some people might not even wear the demons they have.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
before that, were you aware? Did you feel that you were doing something wrong? Or was
I'm going to keep it real. Not trying to blame anybody but myself because I'm a grown man. But I wish I had somebody around me that could have just, maybe gave me some big brother advice. Say, hey, bro, maybe you shouldn't be doing this or that. Because what they do when you start freeing your mind, they start replaying your life to you. That's why I was getting that when I was going through my dark time. I'm thinking about taking my life. I was like, man, I can't do this no more. And then they played back every time I said somebody was a pussy for killing himself. How Robin Williams apparently killed himself, and other celebrities who left kids behind. I said, this pussy took the easy way out. They played. It's like they had recordings of my fucking voice, bro.
Yeah, it's like it grabbed you by the hand and took you and said, hey, look behind this door.
Like a judgment day.
Yeah, right?
I was like, wow, this is real. And that's really what helped me snap out of it. I was like, look, the law of opposites. If these are demonic entities, there's got to be an opposite, the good ones, right? And that's what really gave me hope. And I kept pushing through, just kept going through the days, and eventually there's a voice in my head like, have you had enough? I'm like, yes, or you do anything to have your peace back. I said,
peace. That's the key word, yeah.
And I was like, absolutely. This is all in my head, by the way. And I was like, absolutely. And it says, well, the truth will set you free. It ain't works the same at every angle. And that's when they told me step one, tell your mate about the things you do behind her back. Like, damn.
Are you sure?
It took 5 days. I didn't sleep 5 days.
Oh my God.
5 days.
And what was it that made you seek out, LSD and shrooms? Like, what was it? Like, what was the deciding factor in actually giving it a go?
It's funny because I wasn't seeking it. This was how it happened, bro. So the first time I ever read a real book, like from top to bottom, no other than school. I was scanning through a book and kind of to pass the test.
Yeah, exactly.
First time I read a book from top to bottom was Locked Up. That's where I actually learned more about personal training. Locked Up. You get so much free time. I believe it's because you got time to sit still. And when the Corona stuff happened, I do online coaching. That's my main job, the online coaching, and I froze a lot of my clients' accounts. Because a lot of the gyms were closed. I'm like, look, I'm not about to try to sell you on some rubber band workouts, and water bottle workouts. I'm like, look, that's not who I am. Let's just freeze your account. I'm thinking this might be a 3-week lockdown. I ain't gonna last for months, So I got all this idle time. I say the idle time to the devil playground. So it's almost like I'm locked up again. But now I'm locked up without being in a cell. But, you can't really, everything's closed and stuff. All this free time, no clients are really trained. So I'm really in my thoughts. And then, I have other buddies that are, doing nothing. So we're like, hey, man, we should get together and just, you know how it is. And one of them brings it up and they're like, hey, man, remember Joe Rogan? You look at Joe Rogan. Like, oh, shit, yeah. Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson used to bite ears, right? He used to bite ears. He been in prison, starting shit in the streets, and look how wise he seems now. He claims the toad and DMT, and these psychedelics helped him. Shit, it gotta help me.
Yeah.
Because I'm already kind of feeling down, and sure enough, like I said, worked. But I had to go through hell to get my mind back, which now I understand why a lot of them have shamans assisting them. Or you might need a spiritual guidance. Same with the roids, if your first time trying roids, maybe get somebody who's experienced. Don't just watch a YouTube video and try to shoot yourself, because I'm pretty sure it's a whole different world, but that's the physical. I would deal with metaphysical, but they both work exactly the same.
Yeah, anyone that is thinking about doing any sort of psychedelics or really any drug, including testosterone, like if you have previous mental health issues, that's something that you really need to heavily consider going into something like that.
Yeah, see, I never had mental health issues in my life, so I always thought, to be honest with you, that was just an excuse to not get no time, I was locked up with cats who try to pull the, I was just losing my mind. Someone might be telling, now I'm looking back, someone might be telling the truth. Yeah. But most of us, we always feel like this is a way to get out of doing a lot of time, or just an excuse. But now I see, bro, mental health is serious. And, due to all these suicides we're hearing about, even I believe it was Australia or Switzerland, I forgot what city, what country it is, but they're making some suicide pods like Futurama. I forgot what country that was.
Suicide pods? What do you mean?
Yeah, like apparently where you can legally go to a pod and suicide yourself.
Jeez.
Like, and that's just let you know, people are suffering in silence right now,
Yeah.
We don't talk about these things, There's a reason why people are overweight, not just because they don't want to work out, because food's a natural high. Dopamine release.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel because we continue to bring you peak content on this channel. Obviously, you guys are here. You guys have watched the whole video. So like, comment, subscribe. All right? See you later.